Hi, it's Gab and Dad. Dad's back.
Yeah, I'm back.
Full of excitement as usual.
Full of excitement.
And enthusiasm.
Excitement's just bubbling out.
We can tell. The exciting part is that we're reviewing Inception, which is probably the most anticipated movie of the summer, certainly after what the summer has given us so far. Hopes are high for this one, and before we get into that, you want to explain it?
Well, it's a difficult movie to explain because it's complicated and intelligent, unlike almost every other movie I've seen for a long time. It's basically, I would say, about the distinction between what is real and what is not real, what is illusion, and how difficult it can be to distinguish sometimes between what is real and what is an illusion, the thin line that sometimes separates those two.
Well, that's the metaphorically what it's about.
That's the general sort of driving idea. Specifically, it's about a character played by Leonardo DiCaprio, who has developed a technique.
Did he develop it?
No, well, the character has developed it.
Did he?
Well, let's not have a disagreement about who. Yes, he did.
I just wondered.
Well, he and his father, I guess,
okay.
Played by Michael Caine. And it's essentially a way of using dreams to enter into the mind of somebody, and initially, in its simplest version, find out information they have in their mind, extract it from them, and to be used presumably for some nefarious purpose.
Because our dreams contain subconscious information about us, we bury it and whatnot.
But most of the movie,
so to go get information.
Most of the movie is about not entering somebody's mind through dreams to extract information, but entering somebody's mind through dreams to implant an idea.
Which is what Inception means.
Which is what Inception means. And just to say two other things about the plot, it has several interesting elements to it. One of them is that in this movie it's a dream within a dream within a dream. So there are three levels of entering into the mind.
The plot is levels of people's dreams.
Levels of people's dreams. And one of the features of the plot that I found interesting, particularly interesting, was that the time changes. As you go down through these levels of dreams, time changes. So in real life, what may only be a few seconds or a minute or two can literally be decades at the bottom level, at the lowest level of dreams. And these fairly complicated and interesting ideas are played out in this movie in quite a dramatic, gripping, interesting way. It's a thrill.
I mean, at its basic level, it's a bit of a corporate espionage thriller. That's the basic machination of the plot.
Yeah, but it goes way beyond that.
But yeah, then there's all the emotional, there's the metaphorical, philosophical levels that you mentioned, and there's an emotional level because the central character, Leonardo DiCaprio, has sort of some emotional baggage history that is brought into this as well. We don't want to spoil
we won't go
that.
into it, but he has a particular personal reason for wanting to enter the deepest possible dream state.
And for the problems he has.
Yeah, so we won't say more than that because it would be something of a spoiler.
But I think it's important to mention because of some of the critical notices, anything negative I've heard has been about a lack of emotional engagement or stakes.
I don't agree with that.
I don't agree either. That's why I wanted to bring that up. But other than that, I mean, let's just basic level. The first level of our analysis is what?
I don't understand the
question. Good or bad?
Is the movie good or bad? Oh. The movie...
It's complex.
The movie is an excellent movie. It's very satisfying to watch. It's quite long. It's about 2.5 hours long, I think. Very satisfying.
You're absorbed the whole time.
One of the things I like about it is it doesn't treat the audience as if they're idiots and they can get away with anything. It's a complicated story.
You have to pay attention.
Finish, please. It's a complicated story that's told in a complicated way, but without loose ends. Everything fits together. It's thought through. The plot and structure is thought through in a way that works, and that, unfortunately, is unusual these days.
Yes.
They pull it off. They pull it off. So it's entertaining. It's interesting. It's gripping. On the whole, it's well acted. Leonardo DiCaprio, I think, is excellent. The supporting cast generally, with the exception of Alan Page, who leaves me cold, is good. It's a very good, satisfying film.
Yeah, I really have nothing negative to say about it whatsoever. I enjoyed every aspect of it that you've just mentioned. You have to stay on board with it the whole time. You pay attention. I mean, I wasn't thinking about my grocery list or anything else like I usually do in movies. And yet the pieces fit together. A cynic might be paying close attention, trying to find the flaw where a hole or something a thread is dropped. In that ways, it reminds me of any movie involving time travel, where the whole time you're trying to think, oh, they're going to mess up, they're going to do something that's going to not add up, that's going to be a flaw, that's not going to make sense. And in that respect, someone who's not on board might be looking for that, and you're not going to find that. The script really totally ties together.
Yeah, and even the ending. I mean, often movies ending is difficult to finish a movie. They end it very well.
Well, it's an ambiguous ending.
Very provocative, ambiguous way.
Yeah.
But it leaves you feeling good. It's a good ending.
Some people may not like that. If you don't like an ambiguous ending, but then I don't think you would have been on board with the whole rest of the point of the movie, because it suits what you were saying in the beginning, which what is real and what is the value of reality versus a pseudo reality. I mean, emotionally speaking, some people prefer their dream life to their real life, and that is a very deep human philosophical quandary.
Yeah, where would you prefer to live, in so-called reality, or would you prefer to live in your dreams?
Yeah, if you could build your ideal dream, what is an ideal dream? And there's layers of that. It's sort of a symbolically layered.
I mean, I would say, I'm not sure there's much more I can say about this movie.
Really?
It's an excellent movie.
That's not like you.
I would say it's the best adult movie, certainly the best movie of that kind that I've seen for a long time.
Yeah.
I think it will have a wide appeal. It will appeal to people who like the movies to be fairly cerebral, but it'll also appeal to people who like just a good action thriller.
Yeah, there's lots of action.
Fair component of that. In fact, if I had a criticism of this movie, and it's only a minor one, I would say there's a little bit too much of the kind of cars chasing cars, people shooting at people, and a lot of shooting in it.
The director, Christopher Nolan, he's also the writer, has mentioned that he's very influenced by the Bond franchise. And there's a few sort of
Bond type things in it.
Too drawn out.
I think he went a little bit overboard in that, but it does not affect my overall judgment, which is fine movie, go and see.
Taut action, and also, I mean, the sci-fi element, as you say, there's a lot there for lots of people.
This is one of the few movies.
Highly recommend.
This is one of the few movies that I can imagine myself going to see again.
Wow, let's go. In the meantime, it's time for our July DVD giveaway in honor of the great DiCaprio.
And he is good. He's really good.
I mean, you can't argue with DiCaprio. You cannot go wrong. And this is perhaps my favorite Leonardo DiCaprio movie that I'm holding in my hand as our giveaway, The Aviator. Really good movie. And
Howard Hughes.
He plays Howard Hughes, and love it. I mean, very different, but if you're a DiCaprio fan, you can't do better than this.
He's quite a lot of gravitas, DiCaprio, ever since Titanic.
Yeah. But he was so boyish in that, and we've seen him mature. In Blood Diamond is when I finally woke up and said, he's a man now. Like, as an actor, he's a man.
In this film, in Inception, he has a lot of kind of manly gravitas.
Yeah. Yes, and the great appeal about DiCaprio is that men and women can equally appreciate him, don't you think?
Yes.
Yes. So if you want to win this DVD, if you appreciate this DVD, you have to appreciate Gab and Dad. You have to be a subscriber. All subscribers qualify, so please subscribe by the end of July, to qualify to win The Aviator. Other than that, see Inception and keep watching Gab and Dad.
Nice talking to you. Nice talking at you.
As always, and always a pleasure to have you, Dad.
Just don't interrupt so much in the future.
I'll try to remember. You go away and I forget.
Oh, yeah.
Thanks for watching.